Most men, they're out of shape, not because they don't know how to get into shape, but it's simply because of their poor day-to-day decisions that they keep making, you know? Or I can actually say, your poor mindset. Because getting into shape for me is not just about having the tactics. Of course you need tactics, don't get me wrong. And again, like I said, that's not the reason why people are out of shape. It's not because they're ignorant, but it's simply because of their discipline and they keep making poor day-to-day decisions. I'll give you like a few examples. You and a lot of gym goers, they experience this a lot. Um, even the people that are out of shape, they do experience these a lot. But what separates the men that are in shape and men that are out of shape is the guys who are in shape. They were in shape because of they made good day to day. They made good decisions, but the person that's out of shape, they made poor decisions. And a perfect example for this is, let's say if you plan to go to the gym today, but you don't end up going because you just can't be arsed, you're tired. I had a long day of work. It's better for me to rest. All of these, you know, um, all of these things that you keep getting into your head, and you're trying to, and then you make poor, and that make you, you know, that leads to you making these poor decisions. If you listen to that, if you decide, let's stay at home and get ourselves a rest after a long day at work, instead of us going to the gym and making our lives harder, or let's treat ourselves a bit with this, because if you make poor bad decisions, then that's just you avoiding discomfort. That just shows that you're trying to avoid discomfort, and you don't want to discipline yourself. And another example can be as well, if you're someone that's on the cart and you know not to fall off your plan, but then you made this poor decision by saying yes to this, by saying yes to this instead of, let's say you're a manager, for example. You say yes to your manager if you want to stay more, but you realize that you haven't done your cardio yet. So you end up saying yes and you end up skipping the cardio. But then what does that lead to? It leads to guilt. If you make that decision of saying yes, that just shows that you're making a poor bad decision of you choosing someone over yourself. And again, you need to put yourself first before others. Because if you put yourself first before others, and that just shows that you're simply, well, it kind of does correlate, but it does show that you don't make bad decisions if you put yourself first before others. And one way to do that is the habit of learning to say no. Say no to junk, say no to anything that falls off your plan. Because if you say no to these things, that just shows that you're not making a poor bad decision. You're putting yourself first before someone else. So this is why most men are out of shape. They're out of shape not because of their tactics, it's because of their poor mental decisions that they keep making. And that's leading to them, going back to square one, making them, be the same person that they were beforehand. So my message to you is to stop focusing more on the tactics, because the truth is you don't need more tactics. You simply need to fix your character. You need to fix those poor bad decisions that you keep making within your mind, because that's what's keeping you stuck. I know this because this is what has held me back and is what made me go into square one. I used to be that person that would make progress for the first 2 weeks, but then would end up treating myself, and then I would be like to myself, oh, okay, I treat myself, I ruined it, all of this stuff, and then I'll keep, eating these shitty ass processed foods, harming my body even more, leading to way more worse, bad decisions that I keep making. And yeah, I'm not saying you can never treat yourself ever again, but you know, if you're someone that's trying to get into shape, it's best for you to avoid these processed foods, because you should not fall off your plan when it comes to trying to get lean, or even not even just, you know, when it comes to cutting. Also, you know, anything in life, you know, if you want to do some, if you choose your friends over yourself, you know, if you know you got shit to do after, let's say after the gym, you know, but then you choose to go out instead, that's you making a poor bad decision. And you know what that leads to? That leads to you feeling guilty because you don't put yourself first. Like you need to fix your poor bad decisions. And another example can be, you know, scrolling on TikTok. You guys get my point. So you need to stop making bad decisions, and you need to fix all of these decisions that you keep making. So become aware of the bad decisions that you're making. And once you become aware of that, then that's when you're going to start to, you know, that's when you're going to start to know, you know, for next time, if this happens again, you know what to do. You know, you need to make a better decision. So yeah, that's it from me. And if you want more information on how I got to 12 to 15% body fat, then click the 12 to 50% body fat guide within the description of this video. If not, then the fact that you watch this video is good enough for me. I'll see you on the next one.